Come pick up your
You have to come a lot clothes. Closer, friend.
I'm literally on the mic.
Then turn your volume up.
All right, guys, another episode of Unpaid Invoices.
Bye. Send it to me and I'll turn it up because you were very low, friend.
Bro, I'm on it. That's crazy because it makes me work. Can you hear me? How you can't hear that?
I
I'm
can hear
on.
you and I can hear it, but it's not coming through as loud as I would probably need it to.
That's crazy. It should come on. Well, anyways,
I mean, I have a mixer too, so it's
yeah,
different
for
variable or
sure, for
whatever.
sure.
Back and we better, and you know how we do.
All right. We're
Well,
back and we're better.
you
Welcome to another episode of Unpaid Invoices,
know,
where the creatives are talking to the other creatives because you understand that we're always going to get it, okay? Talking business, boundaries, and everything in between because we're just them girls, and like I said, we get it. Like what? There's nothing
we
else
them
needs to be
boys,
said.
yeah,
Yeah.
we them boys.
Um,
Oh,
Per
friend,
usual, if you know how we bring in the episodes, we do these quick check-ins. Obviously, it's your girl Danique. I forgot to say that. Literally, I just jumped right in, and I'm with my girlie Kiera, and
whoop, whoop.
we just gonna jump right in. Okay,
Yes,
how's
sir. We have
everything?
so much to talk about. There's no time to waste. Let's get straight
Right.
into our favorite segment. It's our hot topics portion of the show, open tabs, where we're gonna open up so many tabs on this lovely
Wait. Are
good
we
day.
checking in?
Oh, I forgot.
That's what I just said.
My fault, bro. My
Like,
brain said, "Whoop."
I was like, whoa, hold on, check in
You said my
first.
name, and I said, "Boom, hot topics."
Right.
How are you?
Like, I'm straight. I'm coming off of a trip. And
Ooh,
as you
it's been
know,
a busy
I just
month.
went to
Busy month. I
Forbes.
think we said that the last
Yeah, I
episode.
already knew April was gonna be a crazy month, but just attended the Forbes 30 under 30 summit.
Ooh.
Met some beautiful people, met some great people, seeing one of my favorite photographers, and I had to grab him and I had to pull him to the side real quick. Like, let me chat to you. Um, Shout out Jacob Webster. If you don't know who that is, then you need to figure out who that is. Because if you're a photographer, that man is killing the game when it comes to celebrity photo
Mm-hmm.
shoots and editorials and all of the things. Also met your girl Janae Craig from Love Island. Yep. She's
In
pretty
the
sweet.
moves. You're in the rooms, friend. You're in the rooms.
She's pretty sweet. She's a sweetheart. Met a lot of other people, founders, CEOs, 100 million like companies and stuff like that. So
Do you
hundred
feel
million
like
dollar
you?
type of companies.
What's your big takeaway from the trip or from the
Honestly,
from
I'm gonna
the
keep it
event?
short because I said I was gonna do a video of this.
Mm-hmm. I
Biggest
mean,
takeaway is that you have to it is what you make it. That's the biggest takeaway. I feel like when
mm,
I told a couple people that I was going to the Forbes Summit, some people's stuff was hella negative and other people's was positive.
wait,
And
what? I don't even understand that. Why would it be negative?
yeah. Um, the way that like I guess there's a certain what can I there's a certain what is the word reputation that some of the Forbes listers have, I guess, and like they're scammers, like a
Oh,
lot of them being scammers. And I was like,
interesting.
I can kind of see how that pipeline kind
Mm-hmm.
of, you know what I'm saying? But to reduce that everyone hears that, I can't really get with that. I don't really, agree with that. Do I think people obviously when you get into these certain rooms, does that come with a certain group or a certain audience that is,
Yeah.
looking for certain things like cloud or accent or whatever? Yeah, but that's anything that has shine and glitter to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like that's going to be any like if you're an opportunist in any
Right.
space.
That's in any
And
industry. Yeah.
yeah, and that's what I just felt like with talking to like some of the people who kind of felt like it was negative. Most people thought it was really good though. So I mean, I'm not really too focused on the negative. I mean, I hear
Right.
y'all. Don't really care. I'm here and you're not.
I just couldn't
Yeah,
imagine that being someone's response to me telling them like, "Hey, I'm going to Forbes 30 under 30
I can't
summit."
imagine anyone being
I,
negative
I
when
couldn't imagine
anyone
that
has
being like
told
my
any
response, being like,
information.
"Oh, you know
Yes,
they all a bunch of
exactly.
scammers." Like,
Exactly. Me being the person, that is immediately saying something negative off you telling me what you're doing. It's just not
Yeah,
my
like off of good
MO.
news, especially like that would be
Yeah,
like,
like it's not my MO. Do I know a lot
yeah,
of people who
nah,
do it?
not
Yes.
over here.
Am I saying I'm absolved from being one of those people all the time? No,
Hmm.
because some of y'all be making bad decisions at the wrong times.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So yeah, I can't say too much on it, but I will say I got what I think I needed. My only goal for the trip literally was to walk away inspired. That was my only goal. Did not care about I really
Outcomes
didn't
or
care about
stuff,
the
yeah.
connections. I really didn't care about I didn't even know I was gonna see who I was gonna see. Didn't
Right.
even know he was speaking, found out he was a speaker, was like, damn, how did I not see that?
Bloop,
The
bloop,
app that
bloop.
we had there, glitchy as hell. I have my notes for user experience because wow, y'all,
Yeah.
yeah, oof.
Everybody can make an app nowadays, but everybody can't make an app that's
I
likable.
don't know what the
Or even some of
hell.
our favorite apps have become unlikable. Like we
I
was
don't
literally
know.
just talking about the Apple keyboard. So yeah,
Right, and all of
people
the
can
errors and the typos that I've
boy.
ever had
And
in my
as a
life,
typo queen already, I'm fighting for my life.
y'all, girl, something has shifted in the last
I'm
year or six
editing, editing.
months
I'm
of
editing every
yeah,
text.
of the updates. Y'all's keyboard is macaroni, okay, on a bed of
I'm
bullshit
literally I'm
rice.
editing every single text message I send. I'm rereading and proofreading as much as I can. And even when I'm
Dude,
looking at my finger hit a certain letter or number, it's still doing something else. So I
no.
can only do what I can. So yeah. That I mean, hey, overall, I'm glad you had a good experience and you were able to like walk away with what you actually wanted and more. I always say like expect the unexpected um
Yeah. And
in
I also seen
life.
Don Tolliver, and I love that.
And he's gonna be here May 12th and I can't go. So I hope you
Boy,
shouted and shook ass for me.
I did. I don't understand. Ta in it. I'm up in
This
it. Nah,
Octane album really does like I feel like
bro, crazy. He played
it goes crazy, crazy, crazy.
what did he play?
It's up there. It's up there. I think he said he played some of his older stuff too.
He did play Cardigan, which I loved. I think he played
Oh, Cardigan is such a good song.
trying to remember. The one that I said I
The
needed to hear.
I think it's that from that one album with the car on it. I'm
Um,
thinking of the cover.
yeah, that's Heaven or Hell.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
played he played a lot of the songs from Octane, not gonna lie. But
I
he
mean, it's a
played
newer album. I would make that make sense promotion wise.
yeah. But the song that I needed him to play, no ifs, ands, or buts. I want to say is it Excavator or Gemstone?
Gemstone, I think is the one you
Yeah, it's
like.
Gemstone. I had
Yeah,
to play Gemstone just
it's
for that
Gemstone.
beat on Gemstone is crazy. I needed to hear that
He
live.
gives me like early Kanye or when Kanye was like really at his prime when it comes to the musical
The
production and
production and stuff like
yeah,
that.
like of
He shouted
everything
out
of
Cali with that.
and that makes sense as well though. But I if we go back to it, who is Kanye collaborating with at the time? He's collaborating with Pharrell. He's collaborating with Jay-Z. He's collaborating with some of the most amazing producers, back then. So I feel like he has a certain je ne sais quoi to his craft, and I'm a big fan. Hopefully one day we'll get him on the pod to talk about how he goes about his process and does his things. But yeah. I'm glad you had fun though. It sounds like you needed
I
that
did.
zest in life, if you will.
I needed that oomph. And
Yeah.
I'm already looking for my next oomph. And I'm
She
trying
said,
to
I'm
like
already
not
looking for
do
my
that.
next hit. Put it in my
Yeah,
veins.
I need another hit. I'm not gonna lie. That's why when I came
Put
back,
it
I
in
was
my
like, I'm
veins.
gonna jump right into photo sessions and all that. But then I'm like, girl, you gotta clean and you gotta do all these other things just to make sure the
You
other
have
things.
to
So
be a human and not a robot. And it's so unfortunate. And I used to tell my mom that all the time. Like, I wish I was a robot. I feel like I'll be a lot more productive in life. Yeah. But overall,
boy.
I'm glad you had a good time, friend. Glad the
What
experience
about you?
was all of the things. What about me? Man, them. There's a lot been going on over here. Um, trying to figure out how I want to say this or if I want to even
I
say
was
this.
gonna say, do you want to say it?
I mean,
What are you going to
I'm
say?
pretty
Actually,
open
I'm curious.
about it. I've never not been open about it, even like on social media and stuff.
Hmm.
I think it's also a trick of the trade if a lot of people understand like how tech is kind of going right now with like layoffs and having contract jobs. So you might
Yeah.
have a contract, you might not have a contract. And right now I'm in a period of not having a contract, but I'm not mad at it. I can't lie. Like I can't lie to you guys. I'm not mad at it. It's seeming that when these moments do happen, or like, whenever happens, it seems like a bunch of amazing stuff happens in between. So I'm not upset about it by any means. I
Yeah.
think I've also just got to a place mentally like God got me. I could be,
In the
living there
middle of the
doing,
ocean
yeah,
and you
like
still
just
gonna be
floating on
okay.
a raft, and then boom, he gonna send a whale, and
On
it's
some
I'm
life
a
or pot type.
boy, like I'm gonna just get in the whale's. He gonna be like, get in the whale's mouth. I'm gonna be like, are you sure, God? He gonna be like, listen, just quit being stupid and listen. And so I've just not been stupid, and I've been listening. I've been open my ears. I've been being obedient when I feel called to do and say certain things. And so I feel like that's probably why I am not as anxious. Actually, I haven't been to therapy in a minute. It's been like a lot of stuff. Like I feel okay. It's the best way I can describe it. I feel okay creatively. I am getting back into content creation. That's been received very well. Just trying to meet other goals. I think as a multifaceted creative, sometimes you really just, as a multifaceted creative who is not trying to spin 1,000 plates, I think it feels very
Right.
different when you're not spinning a bunch of plates, but I am realizing the level of intention that I'm able to give my art and my creativity right now. Compared to other times where I feel like I'm maybe not giving all of myself. I feel like I'm giving a lot more of myself in some of those areas, and it's gonna build up this consistency, which has been something that I've struggled with in different areas. So I feel
Mm.
like I hit a measure of it the last couple of years, and now I'm getting ready to hit that like next precipice of consistency, which I think will start to yield certain results. So I don't know, man. A
I can
nigga is
agree.
90% VA disabled, so a nigga is chilling. I
Right.
am chilling.
Not
I'm
too
great.
stressed, not too worried.
Yeah, I'm not too stressed. I'm not too worried. Again,
Maybe pondering things, but
oh, for sure.
that's
I'm pondering stuff, but I'm also like not trying to do that thing where it's like I feel like I need to be doing something. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, like I said, like you're so busy, and then when you have down moments, it's like, oh, I need to find something. I need to go like maybe do this, and it's like I'm okay with just sitting, uh, and kind of fleshing out certain things. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm excited to see where Unpaid has for the latter half of this year. More time and more money for me means that I can get us back into the studio so we can be back on camera again soon. So I'm
boy.
excited
The
about that
people,
because
the
they love our faces. They love
yeah,
our
I was gonna
faces.
say the people with the seeing us is definitely something.
Yeah, they
And
love our
that's
faces.
also why I really want to finalize the branding because if you don't know, then and now you do. Unpaid is kind of in the midst of not a rebrand, but really just a refinement is what I'll say, not a rebrand. Um,
When your co-host is the head of design, I just bought. Like I
yeah,
don't.
I've been looking. We kind
She
of
said, "I
been,
want to do
yeah,
this." I
but
said,
it has just a little bit
amen.
with the color palette. I'm not gonna hold y'all because I've been staring at what I've created, and then I'm looking at where we need to be, and I'm like, I just gotta change. So,
It's not my
um.
area, not my cup of tea. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
letting
that
her
stuff
go
is like
crazy.
I'm like
Go crazy,
strangling
friend,
it.
because
Like,
I got a
give
bajillion
me the
other things.
thing,
I'm trying to get us in
money,
studio and cameras and all that. Yeah, yeah, go crazy,
bro.
friend.
Because
I
once we
trust you.
got Brandon, no, y'all don't even understand. Like, oh, I can talk about this all day. But Brandon, a lot of y'all be like, how did such and such blow up? How did such and such da 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 da? Bro,
Yeah,
Brandon,
yeah.
branding. I know that y'all don't think it matters. Those fonts matters. The
Oh,
colors
for
matters.
sure. I
I
keep
know
trying
y'all
to
don't
tell a
think it
specific someone in
does.
my life this about their brand, and they're like in the midst of it, and I feel like it's just going in one ear and out the other.
And out the other, and I
And I'm
can't
like,
really, as someone, and because I have so many
I
hats,
actually
I
put him
feel
onto that
like,
site you sent me.
bro, and it's so many other sites that I feel like I need to actually
I
make a
put him
little
onto
list.
that one and the font one. I put him on both of
Yeah,
those
the
because I
font
was,
share,
yeah, I put him on that
yeah,
one, and then I put him onto the colors
font share
one
got, yeah,
because I'm
quality
like,
fonts for
you
sure.
can't just slap anything on a t-shirt,
Anything
a
on
hat, or
anything,
whatever,
like,
and
come
just
on,
and think
y'all. I
people are
know,
going to
but
buy it is
that's literally branding. Brand, if you done really good with branding when people don't register the branding in a way. That's how I know like people don't.
I feel like that was Soto Home. People didn't peep
You get
it,
what I'm
like
saying?
when they seen the massive, and it wasn't even a massive shift. Remember when I bought everything? It was just like a more refined shift. That was all it was. It was just more refinery. We went from here to there. We're not in the tins anymore. We're in really nice glass, but it still looks and feels the same vibe. But I don't
But
know why
little stuff
people
like that will shift the user experience every
correct.
single time. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Branding, what for a lot of people, in marketing in general, I think is one of those things that's so a part of our everyday that we don't even realize that it is a part of our everyday. And that's why I say, like, when people do the whole branding, don't matter, fonts, colors, all that stuff, it's not that big of a deal. I violently get angry, like just I get angry because what do you mean? What do you mean that doesn't matter? That definitely does. A lot of people have launched careers off of just sticking to consistent branding. So no, I can't agree with y'all. I really can't.
And so, with that being said, like I said, she has her lane. I have mine. I'm letting her run. I got a bajillion other things in regards to
Y'all
the
will see
page.
it.
So,
Y'all
yeah,
will see it.
y'all will see her hard labors as y'all have seen now, and y'all will enjoy it. And then, once I have all the monies in the world from the VAs and from. I would then put us back on camera, and then you'd be like, "Oh my gosh, two beautiful black bitches in the room. Oh, what would we do?" So yeah, that's gonna be exciting. I'm actually I don't know why, and I you know how I am when I get like this, but I've seen the latter half of the year, and the latter half of the year looks like we'll be on camera a lot. So,
Oh, brother. No, I'm just kidding.
boy, she says
Yeah.
that, but yeah,
My abs will be in full effect by
she
then.
said when I have on a crop top and we sitting on that couch,
On me, it's
abs.
gonna be glistening. I'm gonna have some oil on
Boy,
my
these
little
rolls gonna
abs.
be glistening. So y'all just gonna have to
Oh
do this.
my. Anywho, because let's jump into it for real. It's a lot.
Oh
We have
me,
not been we both have kind of traveled in the last 2 weeks, which is why we have not recorded. So a lot of things have been the things. Y'all know what this segment is. Our hot topics are what is it, like tabs section?
our open tabs, yes.
Our open tabs are talking about everything from pop culture, music, entertainment, everything really that just kind of grabs our attention and also is in line with being a creative. And one of the things, I don't know, you want to get us started? What do you want to start us with?
Um, yeah, because I think this one is like I just added it on there because. I know last episode I might have briefly mentioned how I said I wasn't gonna watch it,
Oh,
and then
um,
I watched it, and
which one? Because there's a couple on here that you may have watched. What you talk
oh,
about?
Avatar.
I was about to say the Airbender. Oh yes, you did talk about not trying to do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How? So what's your thing on that?
I couldn't resist. I have insomnia, people. Please, the meds. I have a new medication.
18 million people have watched it already.
Yeah,
Cheese and rice.
so that's
Isn't
eight
Avatar one of the biggest
from
like
Nickelodeon.
box office type?
Uh, uh, no, this is
Oh,
Nickelodeon, not that Avatar, babes. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
okay.
This
Hold
was
on.
so,
Yeah.
if you remember correctly, I think like maybe a month or two ago, I had brought it up in Hot Topics or, Open Tab. I was like, they, the animators have said it's almost done, it's coming out. However, they were trying to campaign initially for a theatrical release. It went from having an initial theatrical release and like, I guess the packaging of it. And then once they were almost done with it, they said, no, we're putting it just on Peacock or Paramount. I also know that this is around the time, obviously, when Paramount and Warner Brothers, they just had their merger and they were finalizing details. And I don't even think they finalized a couple of details still. I think one of them is David Zavlav's salary, which is like 300 something billion dollars. So yeah, go back to the papers on that one. You don't deserve it. Anyway, they dropped somebody hacked into their server, dropped the movie because they felt like if it's not going to theaters, then the world deserves to have it, I guess, in a way, and not have to go through Paramount, which again, the merger, everybody owning everything, the streaming sites, y'all already know how that's going right now. So they dropped it and released it on Twitter, which is like the worst place to put
I'm crying.
because every single site has it. Like when I say all I typed at the top in Twitter on my burner was Avatar: The Last Airbender.
And it came up.
Every single account that has a check next to it, a little blue check next to it, had it. Like up. And so I
That's
know
crazy.
I mentioned like, a lot of the animators and a lot of the voice actors, and everybody was like, can we at least just get a theatrical release? And even the fans were like, can we at least just still get a theatrical release? I'm gonna be honest, friend, I would still go see this in theaters. Like it was really good. It was a little blurry in moments, so I really feel like the bending didn't really come across in some moments, but I was like, I can only imagine this on the big screen. So I will not spoil anything. I will just say this does deserve a theatrical release, and I will pay whatever coins and dollars, you know. I would also appreciate if they did both movies. If they did the last ending episode of the series when it was
Yeah.
out of him fighting Firelord Ozai, and then I would them having like a movie like that, I would go see that. But I think right now Paramount is in such a pickle because their hands are behind because of this merger. Anything that hasn't already been put on the docket, I don't think they're able to do right now. And I think some of that is where people are kind of like petitioning, petitioning. And I'm like, I don't think they're even going to be able to do that because of where they are right now. It's not just as simple as like, oh, yeah, we'll give this a theatrical release. It's not just something simple as that. I
Oh
think
no. I don't know
think
why people
people,
think that.
well, because you know how people are on the internet, they don't necessarily know how that stuff goes. But I'm like, if this is regarding the Paramount deal, they literally just struck a merger. So anything that was not finalized by the quarter of Q1, it's probably not going to be on there until they're done finalizing all of the paperwork with this merger. Like they have to wait. So, and I'm pretty sure they're about to do layoffs. Like, there's a lot of stuff right now that y'all are gonna have to wait because the balance sheet has to balance, and it hasn't been balancing for Paramount, Warner Brothers, Discovery, whatever the fuck they shit is called now, hasn't balanced for either companies for a very long time. So, I don't know. It was a really good movie though. I would like to see that in theaters. I'm not gonna lie. I would like to see it in theaters. If you're a fan of like anime in movies, like if you went to go see the Demon Slayer, or if you went to go see JJK in theaters, like it, or Naruto, Pokemon, like when those types of things have those type of releases in theaters, like it deserves that as well. So that's what I'll leave with that. I did not win the fight though, and I did watch
I'm
it.
crying. I understand it, to be honest.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I
you
actually
just gotta
watched it
bite
last
the
night,
bullet.
so
Be honest, I'm crying. Um, Next thing that's pretty light, honestly,
click out tab,
that
closing up, open up. What's up? What you want to do to
I want to get on this because I don't want to talk about this. Um,
the cat eye stuff?
all no, 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 actually.
Oh.
Mr. Offset.
Pow, pow.
We only talking about you respectfully because you are a part of music, and I wonder how Cardi kind of feels about your ass. Actually, I don't even
I
wonder
don't know.
that much as I wonder how hard that probably is navigating a
She already said it
industry
wasn't just
with
the cheating. I feel like,
no, 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 no. I'm not,
yeah,
yeah, not even regard to him, like
but to
in
to this
their dynamic, but
scenario,
more so the post, like dealing with because we've talked about this, like dating or whatever in this industry and how
like,
it can
correct,
become so
correct.
loud and
And
drowning
they
of
were
your
married
actual
as that,
creation.
and I'm pretty sure
Right.
he's holding up the divorce. So it's.
And he is.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
she just closed out her tour, did amazing. She
she
sold out
did highest
everybody.
grossing
She shit
70
on
million, I
everybody
think.
who said
Hmm.
no.
Production value was great. I actually enjoyed it for her that being her first tour.
Brought
Um,
out so many people, great people. I think that made so much sense to
made
bring out within
each
each
stop.
city.
Yep, made so much sense. It was
So much
actually really
sense.
good.
Correct.
Really,
Whoever
really
did
good.
that lineup and thought to do that was
Yeah.
so fucking smart. Like
A lot of
I
people were
cannot.
saying they were tired of the fact that they had already seen the concert online, but I said that's just a symptom of today. Like
But that's
every
just the
that
con. I mean, yeah.
it's a
Like
symptom
what?
of today. People who are on the first couple of stops or tours are going to have their videos and they're going to upload them, especially with the outfits and everything like that, which is why it was so exciting for when Beyonce was doing it because we were like, oh, is she going to wear this or is she going to wear that? Like it's just going to happen. It's the times we're in. So she did a
Right.
really
Just
good
don't watch
job.
it. Y'all act like y'all got to click on the videos. The
Oh, me,
videos.
just
Nobody
close
is
your eyes,
literally
scroll
sitting.
away.
Yeah. Like somebody's not sitting y'all down, opening your eyes. Like, look, we are not in damn Bird, whatever the hell that movie is. What is that? Bird Box or whatever. We are not. Look. Is that what the hell that was called with Sarah Bullock in it? What the hell was that called?
Boy, you talking
I
about
don't know.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
where she
Just
had her eyes, she forced her eyes open. Y'all, nobody is doing that to y'all when stuff come up on y'all's timeline. I need y'all to be serious. Just
you
keep
can also
scrolling. Oh
mute
my
stuff.
gosh.
Like I muted Cowboy Carter after a point before I went to go see it because I
Right.
didn't want to see everything. I didn't want to see the
Right.
whole show. But there's also too, it's like I don't care because at the end of the day, I'm also at the point now where it's like if I'm going to shows, I'm not pulling my phone out as much. I'm gonna get my
I'm
one,
re
two
no, no,
couple
no.
of
I'm probably
shots.
getting a couple. Yeah. With
Yeah, like
Dawn, I got like a
I'm
couple,
gonna
and
get
then
my couple of.
after
I'm putting my phone away. I want to. I don't, cause
to
I'm.
experience it.
Yeah, like I want to experience it, but also too, I sometimes be seeing people in the crowds, and it's like everybody got their phone up, and everybody's watching a concert through their phone, and it's like, well, why the fuck did you pay the ticket money to go if you're gonna watch it through your phone
I
while
think
you at the
it's
concert?
another
Yeah, like
generation.
I'm me personally, like I'm really trying to make it adamant, and even when it comes to the content creation of it all, I still be like, I'm gonna get my couple of one twos, and then I put my phone away because I still want to have a moment and live,
An experience, right?
yeah, and experience
Um,
stuff. So
I feel so. One of
to
the
put it
notes
just
that
to the
I
question,
actually
honestly,
had.
because it really don't have much to do with him. I just thought it was
Yeah, and I was gonna
crazy
say,
how
brought up
many
offset
people,
just to segue into this, lending money to your people, specifically in
a lot
industry.
of
Like,
people came forward. A lot of people. I was shocked how many
how do
people
I
came
feel
forward.
about it? Yeah, I didn't expect for so many people to be like, yeah, this man owes me money.
Why was that? But that's really
I
to
don't feel
that
nothing
point about
towards.
not before you even answer because I feel like I want to already know your answer. But it's like put yourself in the shoes of like obviously it's not me and you, so it's just I don't know. Like I'm Dez Bryant said something, TJ said something. Like it was a
There's
couple of
Bryant.
people
What?
who girl NFL players, people who just
What?
nigga
I didn't see that many people come. I seen
friend
a couple, but damn,
friend
across
friend
industries,
industries. He had people, and then they said he wasn't even like he was cool with little TJ, but it's like I would assume you have more money than little TJ. No, so why are you going to these people asking them for money? There's a power dynamic in this. There's like, I genuinely am curious to know who didn't come forward and say that the nigga owe him money because I fear it's a lot more people than what who came forward and said something. But it's people like influencers. The Selena Powell girl even said she gave that nigga $15,000. Like, what are you doing, sir?
I have no type of respect for that girl.
I
So
don't
if that
either,
whatever
but
happens to you, girl, your dumb ass, you just lost 15K. You gave 15K to a man that you was betting during the time of his what? That's karma. I don't care about what you talking about. But as far as lending a peer or friend some money, how I feel about it, it depends on who you are to me. And I'm not lending money out to everybody. That's just 100. That's just where maybe my I don't know. I'm not doing that. So
that type of money, I don't
like
know.
that's just
Me
me.
personally, maybe it's my poverty mindset
I'd
still
provide a
currently.
resource before I start lending money out.
I don't
Like
know.
if that
Me,
got to be the last option for
nigga, let
real.
me tell you something.
And
Let me
how
tell
much
you
money
what
are
they
we
say.
talking? Because you just said 15K.
Friend, I'm again. Well, I said maybe it's my poverty mindset still ringling, tingling in the beans. But the fact that y'all have a spare six, a spare eight, a spare 10, a spare 15. I don't care if I had a spare $2, nigga. What do you, what, anything with an extra zero on it that puts me into a Dewey Decimal System of the thousandths place, nigga, get the hell out of my face. If you are not family or you are not a friend who is like family, respectfully, go take out a loan. Go take out a loan. Go to Navy Federal and ask them niggas for a loan. Go to Prosperity Bank in your local area. I don't know, whatever bank, Mid First, whomever. Do not come to me asking me for thousands of doll hairs if you are not somebody who has
Not dog.
broken bread. If you have not broken bread with my family, like I've broken bread with your family, you broken bread with my family. Our mamas know each other. They know each other by name. And even then, to fix yourself to not have like a return date on the money is crazy. Because it's
Man.
seeming he was just getting money from people and not giving it back at all.
Oh, yeah. He trifling.
No,
There's nothing to like, yeah,
it
he's
wasn't
just
like a let me like can I it wasn't what they say. It's not it was a borrow, not a loan. Like or whatever. Like it just it wasn't a grant or
in his
something.
head,
I
but I know
don't
for a fact he didn't approach that like that. He definitely was saying that he was gonna pay folks back. Um, But yeah, as far I don't really care about that man. That man's life, and he looked like a booger now, and he's always kind of did. But when he was something about
Also, just
something,
getting beat up outside of the hub.
yeah, getting shot in the ass by little TJ already, boy, yo stuff went down.
And
Like,
for you
what
to
are we
be in
talking about?
somebody's
What are
phone
we talking
talking
about?
about like talking hot, like nigga, who you talking to? And da 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 da. Like he was talking to the nigga crazy and you owe him money is wild.
But that's a man with ego for
If
you.
you're
That
you
is
owe
an
somebody
insecure
money,
man with
bro, that
ego.
is
I say that's a
a
man with
wild
insecure man with ego. Because how are you this delusional? It's
like
just your ego talking to you. You talking to yourself.
man. Anywho, close that tab, open up something
Right,
else
because
quick
I
and
don't even know,
fast, cause
but
that man
lending
is
money, don't ask me to lend shit. Okay, that's the
if you don't know my mama
final
name
one.
first and last, then you don't know my
On set, boy.
if you
If
don't
you do
know
not know my mama's
if you don't know
name
my
and my
grandma
siblings'
name first
name,
and last.
on me, if you don't know my boy, then you don't even need to be asking me a Jack Diddley Dack. Okay, don't ask. But hey and
Nigga.
hello, and where are you going today? That's literally and already that's maybe too much. That last one, hey and hello. So I don't know. Um. Jumping into Cat's Eye because this has kind of been an ongoing thing, and I don't know. We're
She just
probably, I
posted
think,
actually something yesterday I saw that I was gonna add to this. I guess it's her.
we're gonna see the finality of them around summer.
I
That's
would
what I
agree with that. But they already have a release coming and she's not on it at all.
right. That's what I'm saying. I feel
They made
like the
her
fi
do everything,
yeah, we're gonna
apparently.
see the full disbandment, like you know what I'm
Like
saying, or
her being
separation.
removed.
Yeah, in the summer is what I think,
So
and then
word on
by
the
like
street is that Capitol Records, the same company that picked up Adele, who has also been having a lot of success here recently. She's on tour with Demi Lovato as her opening act, and she dropped a new song that I think hit like 1.2 million views. And you know she's a dancing
that they
girly, so
picked up Manon.
uh no Adele, but essentially
That
yes,
I'm saying capital, like
yes,
they picked up
Capitol.
Manon. They're gonna try to at least.
I, so here's the thing that I know about Korean companies: they're not gonna let you do that. I think the only reason they would let her do something like that is if no, I just don't see them doing that. They've invested too much money. I'm not gonna hold you. They're not gonna let her do that. I don't see them letting her do that. If they let her go, they let her go, and she gonna have to wait. And if there's not an exclusivity clause in that contract, I would be flabbergasted,
I
shook.
don't think it is. But then is it
Friend,
crazy
I
though to
don't
think that there wasn't?
know.
If
I'm gonna
we
be
if they
honest
but
with you,
hold
bro.
on. I'm saying specifically for Manon though, because there was already some dis there was already some weirdness in the way of like treatment amongst the girls from the very jump. And every band member or every person in a band or a group is not treated the same. And so I
Right?
would not be shocked. Not saying that it's not, I'm not saying I don't get what you're saying. I definitely do. But I'm saying because of the treatment that we've already seen her, who's to say that at the front end they actually didn't think or consider that she would have this much type of, you know what I'm saying?
Support,
Kind
I
of
guess,
like
yeah.
the
Because
being
she's at
like
like
the underdog.
6 million followers right now,
Yeah,
and
like
like
but
all
being
of these people are following her and supporting
that's
her.
the benefit of being the
Yeah.
underdog though. No one understands or feels like you have the gold. So if I feel like you ain't have no gold, then I'm not putting or thinking that you know what I'm saying, I have to put up extra things to ensure that I get a piece, that I got, all these things,
The
but
only
not to,
reason
I
why
don't
I
know.
don't say that is because, again, I've seen them do this to the underdog, and I've seen them do this to the nigga who was the hot nigga in the group before with Korean companies. They don't give a shit. The minute you go against them, and also too, I'm pretty sure um Bang Shi-hyuk is also under like investigation right now with the Korean entertainment industry because of like stocks and frauds and something. So Hybe as a whole, Hybe Geffen, which is who she's technically signed to, which is underneath Capitol Records. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna be so petty with this. I really do. I feel
Oh,
like it's
I
gonna be
definitely
I
think it's
feel
gonna
like
be
it's gonna
petty,
be
but
something super petty, and obviously she's gonna make the best of it, but I just don't see them doing
you think she gonna be like
truthfully.
on some caribou, she locked in for a little bit until she
Correct.
get
No, yes, that's
yeah.
exactly what I think. Because if you look at Adore and that lawsuit that's happening right now, if you look at, I just seen how these Korean companies. and their contracts work throughout the years. And I just know that it generally doesn't work out very well for the artist. 9 out of 10. Only reason why I say this could be slightly different is because there's a subsidiary company that's involved, and it's not just Hybe. However, I
Oh
know
yeah.
Hybe is the main controller of KATSEYE. Hybe Geffen is just like a they're the money. Geffen came in as like a money front. So I honestly don't know. I hope it works out for her. But the last poster she just made recently was that they were in talks. The conversations are good. Even just how she's even responding to this is like, I feel like they gave you this. Like, I feel like they gave you this, and this is all you can ever say. She can't really say much. So,
I mean, and honestly, if I'm alone, I'm cruising, coasting,
Shorty was to
living
Coachella. She was brought on
life.
stage.
Right. You just eat. Look, you just gave me my 1 year off. Like if I was going to college.
Yeah,
Y'all got
because
it.
I've seen the video that apparently they dropped a documentary from the tour that they just did, and the girls were having heat strokes and passing out,
I
broken
did see that.
ankles,
And
and treated
folks
bad.
said there was certain takes and like an outcry of like they're working them too hard and blah blah blah.
That's
And
normal K-pop. I'm
someone
gonna be
was
honest with you. That's normal
yeah, yeah, yeah.
K-pop.
No, and I already know that as
Yeah,
well. But
this is normal
somebody made a
K-pop.
point and was like, y'all didn't really care though when it was Manon having to take these breaks or that she was, you know what I'm saying that she usually don't work uh herself to the bone and all this other stuff. But now when it's everybody and you seeing that everybody kind of is suffering, now all of a sudden we kind of
It's like,
care. And
yeah, have a care. That
it's
makes
like,
sense
yeah,
too. Yeah.
it's very interesting. Like, is this racial? I'm not gonna lie. I've seen some comments about Manon, and I'm like, are y'all like,
People keep saying like, oh, she's not even the one who can sing the best. She's not the best dancer. I
I
said, but
don't
here's the
give a
thing,
damn if she
y'all
can't
have
sing the best, dance the best.
That's
I
I
don't
said
give
it
a
is with
I don't
K-pop
care
though.
if she
Like
can't.
Jin in BTS is not the best dancer and he's not the best singer, but there's something what Jin has good looks, he has a good personality, but he also brings something to the group
I want
dynamic.
everybody to stop acting like every K-pop singer is able to sing.
Like I again, so that's why I'm like I don't understand. They literally do that on purpose. They find the best dancers, they find the best singers, they find someone who's more overall. They find someone and just with time can become better. Like I remember with BTS, Jungkook was like 15, 16. He had a good voice, but he wasn't the singer he is today. That's almost 14, 15 years of BTS that he had to combination with. But he said it, I remember early on with BTS, he was like the reason he wanted to join was because of RM, who was the leader of the group. It's a group dynamic. Everybody has to have their part. And that's how they pick K-pop groups. Everybody has their role to play. Daniela and Megan were the dancers. Sophia was she was calm-headed, she clearly made a great leader and she was someone who like had a good work ethic and she wasn't someone who like, would spaz on anybody as a leader or anything like that. Oh girl, what's her name? Yoonchae, they needed somebody Korean. Like come on now. They needed Laura. Laura's a good singer and she was also someone who was of darker skin tone. So it was two birds, one stone. Cause Manon is not she not darker than a paper bag. So, but she's gorgeous. All of those
Yeah.
elements together, folks. Guess what we have? We have a group. So
I
yeah,
just
she to
yeah,
for
I
y'all to say
don't
that she don't have nothing, considering she was also a working model and was already getting notarized. Like they have a whole filter after the girl. Somebody made a whole filter after the girl before she even got discovered.
yeah, I've seen that. So yeah. And so that's why I'm
Like
like, I'm
she's
not
gonna have
really
success even now
I'm
that
not
she's been in
buying the
rooms and she's been in the spaces. So I agree with you by summer, if not. Well, no, that EP is supposed to come out, I think, next month.
yeah, I was about to say I think by summer, by the end of summer, we will at least get a full on insight as to like, yeah, she's not a part of the group. Like we already know that she's being phased out, but when they launch this EP and we start like that will be that
Yeah.
cement. Now what she does, I think we'll see her probably start bubbling up into other
I
things.
think
I
she
think
needs to
she
go into
I've
acting.
always gonna say yeah, and that's what I was gonna
I
say.
don't
I
think
think
she
she's
needs to
actually
do
gonna go
anything
into
else with
acting.
music. I think she needs to
Correct.
go
I
into
wouldn't either.
acting.
To be honest with you. Also,
Acting and modeling are your bag, babe.
I
Stay
think
right
her
there.
acting would take her further.
I agree. I
To
would
be
agree.
honest with you. So
I
I'm
agree.
curious to see what she does with that, I think Manona's gonna be good regardless. I hope she feel that way as well. Because I know probably being in the midst of it, it feel like you probably being out or targeted,
Then I think
and that shit
Daniela's
does not
dad
feel
was
good.
like liking comments and doing so. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
Daniela's dad. I'm gonna make this brief. Shout out. Yeah, I'm talking directly to you, Daniela's dad, your weird ass. I've seen some of your comments. I've also seen your comments that you like. It's giving something else, baby boys. Log off. Stop getting on socials.
right. Because if you
You're
was my
giving the
daddy,
creeper.
I would take your
You're
phone.
giving off the creeper ass dad that just is like using his woman or not woman, it's his daughter or exploiting. No, I can't even say you're exploiting her because she's doing what she's doing, but I will say that you are definitely using her fame
Notoriety,
to
yeah.
get in what you want and to speak, I feel like in a way that is kind of you forgetting who you are and what you are. You are a grown ass man.
Boy.
Grown.
And
I gotta heavy underline that. You're grown, okay? Talking about teenagers because a lot of their fans are
right.
teens and kids, and you be making comments on how your daughter got the sexiest hips and shit. It's giving
Whoa.
potato man. It's giving
Crazy.
orange face man with the if she wasn't my daughter, I'd stop talking. I would hate to think that about you, but you are kind of giving off some other vibes with the way that I've seen a slew of other comments that you said. It's definitely giving weird. So if the freaking as look at some point, if the whole cat's eye, not if, because that's gonna happen. When cat's eye separates, because they will.
Right.
Uh,
It's only as
Daniela, I
time.
don't know what you're gonna be able to do, or
Funny
Is it
enough, I
Daniela
don't
or
feel
Daniela?
like Megan, I feel like can be somebody's background dancer. Like, I think Megan was probably the one I was most surprised with the most, but I feel like Yoon can go back to Korea and probably do something. I don't know.
I
I
think
don't
she can get
know
in a beauty bag.
who Yoon.
Yeah,
I actually could see that as well. She could
I
be a
can see
model
that for
over there.
her.
Truthfully, it depends on
Um,
if when she goes back and how she does like on the variety shows and stuff. I think she'll be good there because I've seen a lot of here recently a lot of YouTuber like people of color, basically like a lot of black people who are in Korea or in Japan have been making their waves on the YouTube shows, and that's been giving them like the notoriety to go on bigger shows. So I think, hey, if you can work the system, but it's a couple of them. I'm like Lara's probably gonna go like the DJ route, and
I
probably
can see that
dropping
for
music.
her. I don't know is it Danielle or Daniela?
It's Daniela,
I don't know where you're going,
Sophia.
baby girl. I
Yeah,
don't know where I
Sophia
see
and
you going.
Daniela are probably the two that I'm like, I don't really know where y'all
I
go
don't
after
know what
this.
the hell you would be doing. I really don't.
I wouldn't know where they go after this. The
I
rest I
want
can
to say where
see.
I see Daniela, but
She said it's not of God.
it's not great. I'm not gonna lie because it's given that. Because I gotta remember these are kids in a way. This is
She's
like
like
me talking about
21,
my
yeah.
sister.
Yeah, they're
It's
like
like
they'll
me
be
talking
19,
about
20,
my
20.
middle sister. To be honest with you, like they are still fresh mind in a way. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I mean, like I
I would
think
hope that
nobody is over
Daniela.
the age of like I think Sophia's maybe 24, about to go on 25. I think she's the oldest.
Damn. Then hold up.
If
I did
if
not think that she was
heavy
the
on
oldest.
if. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
she her and Manon I think are the oldest.
Manon ain't
Um,
even that
cause
hold up.
Manon and also too I didn't know they had boyfriends.
Oh
Oh
yeah, I
well,
knew.
look, bro. As soon as you type Manon in Google, Swiss singer.
Bro. Like, yeah, they booted her off. They just do
Cause
not give a
she
damn
took
about
yeah she
her.
took KATSEYE out of her bio, so it's like that was all it was.
Um, so Sophia is actually 23.
Okay, yeah, so I was right. Okay, so up to 23 years old. Because I know Yoon is the youngest. He's the maknae. And I remember
Daniela is
Manon.
21.
There we go.
Daniela kind of
Because
gives off an
she was
energy.
20. She was 19 when they first started the show. That's what it was. Because I remember they were all
Mm,
teenagers when the show first started. This is crazy looking at their birth years. I'm not going to hold you. 2007, 2006, 2005, 2004,
oh girl, please
2002,
stop.
and 2002. I'm old
Yeah, and sexy. Remember that.
as fuck.
So with that being said, I'll say that Daniela, I personally don't know where I see you going, girly pop. I will say I hope that your integrity and your ethics are strong because it's given that your dad, I don't know if your dad is like that. I'm curious to what your mom is like. It's all I'll
I
say.
mean, they've already
And
been like
thus,
finding like shady comments and like all
yeah,
of the
and
clips
thus
and
I would,
everything. Yeah.
but I think sometimes when you're coming from a that type of space, your ego can be inflated and your ego does not allow for you to see things clearly. And so
Oh,
that's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying.
She's
With
not gonna see the
Daniela,
nuance. Yeah.
I hope she, moves slowly and
Also,
really
too,
is
it's kind of
aware.
crazy to have them out at interviews and like y'all not allowing them to speak on the situation in a candid manner.
No, it's not. Not from a PR standpoint. They know that's hell.
Like, it's just,
It's
yeah.
already doing what it's doing for him. So yeah, everybody just
And
shut up.
so some people
That's
said,
what it's like.
that this is all just a marketing ploy. That
I
Manon
seen that as well. Cause see
is
that.
that this is all a marketing ploy. Manon is probably on hiatus, but they're allowing the narrative that she's going to be kicked out to run rampant so that when they do drop something, like it'll be super big, super big, super big. And it's
Yeah,
like,
they do enrage baiting, and I'm kind of over this. But yeah, moving on to the next thing, cause yeah, Cat's Eye. All I know is to wrap up is Manon
my
girl.
pinky is not
Unpaid
up
is
because the
Unpaid
song,
is rooting for you, girl. Manon specifically. Everybody else, y'all are still good, I guess, but I'm rooting for this
Inte,
is hashtag rooting for Manon.
Kentanayo,
Like, like I don't know what else to say. Um,
Inte.
I kind of want to jump into this. This is not on here, but this is a current thing. This is a recent thing that I think is
No,
taking
what
the
they say,
music
oh,
industry
brother.
by storm. Don't really want to give too much to him, but I will say this because it feels like it needs to be said amongst the creative industry and pop culture and all of the things. Separating, we talk about this I think on the last podcast or a couple podcasts ago.
Hmm.
Separating art from the artist. I know you guys uh want to do that. I know y'all want to do it so much that y'all just want to live in y'all lands of la la and listen to music or watch the movies or whatever what have you. But the reality is we are all human, which
Mm,
means everything is coming from somewhere, which means that the energy that you put out into the world matters and
take in also matters.
what you take in matters, what you
Yeah.
stand for matters. Um
What? Standing for
David,
something? Whoa.
huh?
I said, what?
Huh?
Standing for something? The people don't know about that
Right, right,
one.
right. What? Oh my goodness, that is I have never heard that. I'd be sitting down.
That's a big word for
Um,
Elmo.
right. On the topic of this big-headed, blockhead, weirdo ass,
Who I hope
ugly looking
buries
emo.
under
Oh
the
my gosh,
jail.
what was me as man who is locked up right now, Mr. D4VD. I've been calling you David. I don't know what your name is. Don't
I
care.
swear,
It's
I thought
Poople
everybody
Duty.
was calling it, yeah.
Boy, it's Poople. No, I've seen what's the name just went on the not podcast. Nancy what is her? She be getting on to people when it come to the kids. What is her name?
Yes, I know who you're talking about from when we was
Nancy,
younger.
isn't it Nancy some
It's
I
Nancy with
cannot
the
think.
H, I think. Nancy,
I cannot think of it. But nevertheless,
yeah.
everyone knows who David is at this point because he's making headlines. For unfortunately, they just convicted him or are about to convict him on the murder of a little girl,
Mm,
12-year-old girl when he met her,
mm.
on a bunch of crazy freaking things that I'm personally not going to get into on this podcast, but I will say that a lot of you, this is kind of what we mean specifically when we say that you cannot separate. I know y'all want to separate the art from the artist, but you cannot. Art is stemming and it's always going to stem from personal experience. And if not personal experience, our imagination, which means our personal ideologies or whatever we're concocting in our head, whether right, wrong, sound or not, whatever, what have you. That is stemming from us as a person, as a being, as a walking and living person. This man made a whole slew of songs literally telling us how he did what he did and what he's being convicted of now. So much so that all of last year, that timeline was able to freaking discern and
Boy, they
define
put
that
on their
he was the
Inspector
one.
Gadgets hats and
Correct. He
they
was
figured the clues out. Okay, the blues clues
did
is all
their
right there.
all right there in these discords, in
That's what
these
makes it
songs,
so much more
more
sinister. It's like
crazy. Boy,
it's all there. It's like you didn't even I feel like do your best to try and hide it.
No, I don't think he
And
cared
also,
enough to
this
hide
is
and I
to the
also think
people
he
who
was
are around you. Also, we'll pause it. This is to the people who are in your camp, in your circle, who hang around you. All of y'all also equally deserve to be underneath the jail because this is what we say also too with the bystander effect. A lot of y'all be allowing around y'all to happen and just
yeah,
be bystanders. Y'all cannot. Nobody in his circle or in his camp, friends, family, whatever, cannot say that they didn't know. I don't believe that.
had a
You
12-year-old on your tour
you
with
with
you.
all this evidence and with all the shit he was doing, you had to know that this. And then they said they found 40 something terabytes worth of children
Right.
pornography.
Which I haven't even figured out. I assumed that it was based off of this one girl, but then I thought like if it's that
No,
much, then
bro,
it has
it
to be a
couldn't
slew
be.
of other, yeah, other
And he's
people on there,
yeah,
which is
you've
very
tapped into
unfortunate.
a certain side of the internet, and it's like,
Right, and
yeah,
you on some
bro,
other shit. What I
you're a
will say just to
menace.
wrap this up, because it genuinely is a disgusting topic, but it's something that I really do think needs to be spoke on when it comes to the separating the art from the artist. I don't think that y'all understand what y'all are doing. At the end of the day, when you feed the art, you still are feeding the artist. So that does not make any sense for y'all to continue to keep saying that. If y'all, I'm not saying every single thing you need to be, hung up on, but I would think that y'all would have a line somewhere.
Right.
And when it comes to kids, when it comes to repeated offenses specifically, because I even
Hmm.
specify that as being
Boy,
a very
mystical. I'm
finite
not
way.
playing that nigga no more. I'm so sorry.
And I just found out about him I think sometime last
Boy,
year.
yeah.
It's just so many things in regards to so many people that are just using their God-given talent for other stuff, and I can't really get with it because I didn't listen to Mr. Big Forehead David emo
I
ass.
never even heard of that nigga until
I did not hear
this.
him.
Yeah.
He definitely makes certain type of music, and I can definitely see why his audience is what it is what I will say. He definitely is a playing on a specific emotion, a specific aesthetic, a specific all of that. So it's disgusting when you realize even more so that you were actually luring, you know what I'm saying, more
Hmm.
children because of what you were portraying yourself to be, you weirdo ass nigga.
I
They
hope they
trying you
have a
for the death.
time with your ass in prison, bro.
Boy, they trying you for the death penalty right now, and all
I
I'll
hope
say
they
is
have a
I'm not, and I have not
time.
ever been against the death penalty for reasons like this. I have not been against the death penalty because of reasons like
I feel
this.
like the death penalty, truthfully, should only be reserved for people who do things
Like
that are,
this.
yeah, like child
Yeah,
crimes
like
and
super
things,
egregious.
yeah,
Like,
like
whoa,
super
we cannot put
egregious
you out
crimes.
into the world like
You
you're
don't
not.
actually now no longer deserve to live. But I saw someone rebuttal, like, how can you say that taking a life is the lesson to be learned, like teaching other people to take a life? And it's like, because they took a life. And it's
You can
like,
do that virtue signaling all you want. I don't give a damn. Shut up. I don't
I,
care about it
I
anyway.
still feel
I
like
don't.
you're right. I'm probably not gonna show them anything other than you do some stupid shit like this,
That's like
you die.
teaching people, yeah, teaching people, oh, you hit somebody, and then I'll respond back with hitting your ass and beating your ass and winning, and then you say the lesson here really wasn't for you to retaliate; it was really for you to nah 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 nah. Nah.
I still put these
Everybody do
paws
not
on you.
learn. Everybody does not learn the same way, and I need y'all to be honest, and I need y'all to be realistic about
I feel
that.
like
Some
everybody
people
doesn't
have
have
to
the
get
same
burned.
virtues. That's the point. We need you
That's
to
another
know
thing as
the
well.
bottom line, baseline virtue is to not harm children. We, as all adults, once you hit a certain age, whether it's your child or not, have a responsibility to the children of our society. And if y'all are moving like this, then yes, you do deserve to DIE, die
Bro, we have
underneath the
to.
prison, underneath the jail. This is gonna be bleep to kingdom come when I put this on YouTube. But either way, I don't care because I feel
It's
like we gotta stop
it's
saying we got to start
yeah.
saying certain
We
words
cannot
and
be
certain
there's
sentiments.
neutrality to me with certain things is dangerous, and I've always
Correct.
said that
Correct.
silence in certain spaces is dangerous as hell. You do not absolve yourself, and you are not a better person for not being a part of the conversation. And so that's all I'll say to that. You're gonna get what you deserve, big-headed blockhead painted nail start on your fucking face, you fucking weirdo ass boy. I would say God be with you, but that was instinctual. The devil be with you, actually. Moving on. Just
Boy, I feel
like
like actually this is a good segue to get into the Tyler the Creator. He sat down with it seems like some journalists, some podcasters, or just like some like-minded people in a room. I haven't watched the full interview, but there was a 3-minute clip. Not gonna play the whole clip, but there was a part of it that I feel like ties into the whole like separating the art from the artist and that whole conversation because you hear an artist talking about how they tapped into a specific time period and what the reception was, and how as artists and audiences were in conversation and collaboration with each other. And so I will play this clip because I like the clip. Um, because he said something that I was like, yeah, sometimes you have to go back and tuck in. So
focus, but because of that, the songs suffered. 15, and when it came out, dude, most people hated it. It was, it's terrible. It's terrible. What album? Right? Cherry Bomb. Okay. The album called Cherry Bomb, 2015, and
I remember that
my
album too.
goal on there was to prove to myself that I am the most diverse producer at the time, that I could do literally every genre. So production was my main focus, but because of that, the songs, the songs suffered because lyrics and structure came second. I remember putting it out, and people were just, and I'm like, you don't get it, I'll die by it. You guys are and dirty. And when you hear all that stuff, you could be bulletproof and not. And saying you don't care is, I think, also two different things. You could not acknowledge it, but being aware of it is something that I was. And I was just like, this is interesting. Being aware of what? Being aware of what they're saying. Because some people be like, I don't care, I shut it out. But it's like, no, I see all of it. I read it, I see it, da-da-da-da-da. But how you acknowledge it, I think, is the important part. So I'm like, hold on. I took a step back and was like, what's the disconnect here? Because these bridges are insane. These chords are crazy. These melodies are crazy. What is it? And it took me a while to realize, like, what is the actual disconnect? Because most people just say whack, 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 but they won't articulate why they dislike something, especially now. So I had to take a time out and be like, okay, what's the disconnect? Okay, what's the difference between the last three things I did? What's the zeitgeist music? Just trying to really put this together. And it made me say, oh, the songs aren't good. And I don't mean good for them. I'm listening like, oh, I was so lasered in on this specific piece that I didn't see how that affected the whole thing. So because of that, I went back and was like, I need to reteach myself how to write songs. I need to relearn how to write songs. I need to actually sit. What is a hook? What is a chorus? What is structure? What's an outro? What is this and that? And
Mm.
um
I have my takes. I have my
yeah, go
take,
ahead.
and
Go
I don't
ahead. What's
know. I
your
don't know
Go
if
ahead.
it's a
No,
good
that's really
one.
I was gonna ask, like what are your first
I
initial
genuinely,
thoughts
because
on this
here's
conversation and then kind of
so
peel back some of the other stuff he said.
I have a
Because it
I
is
have
music, it's a different format, obviously, but I do
I have a
think some of the
love.
principles what he said, I
Yes,
understand
I
it.
agree with maybe his thought process as
Right.
to what he did after realizing maybe like people were saying it was bad, whatever, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
What I will say though is that Tyler seems to, and granted, I will say I have not looked at this entire interview and I have not looked at
Yeah, there's just a
full on
3 minute clip.
interviews
Oh,
before that.
it was from Instagram
I
and
would
it
just
was
preface
Ocho
that.
Rios. She was the host. It looks like it was in conversation with some producers or artists up and
I
coming,
haven't
like a school type thing. So
okay. I will say that when Tyler talks about his old stuff,
I
he
okay.
seems to
I literally
hyper
had this.
focus on one aspect of his stuff. And that's why I say I will preface this to say I have not listened to any other Tyler interview in whole. I'm always seeing clips.
Hmm.
We're not gonna act like you were not talking about raping people and running into houses and doing certain shit. Like we're that so is that what you mean when you say the songs weren't good? As in the lyricism and
Yeah,
the
well, I think he
topic
said
that
that.
you were
That's what he
talking
said. He said
about?
the
Is that
lyrics weren't like he literally said. I feel
but
like he
let's
said
get
that.
into a specific like
You mean
no,
like a
that's
specific
I want
notion
him
that he should have
yes, I
touched
want him
into? Okay,
correct.
of
I
like
want
what it
him to
was. Hmm.
why? Why are the lyrics bad? Why? Why? How? Tell
Mm,
me that. Because
okay.
I feel like you saying the lyrics were bad, that could be anything. That could be the structure of the lyrics, the word choice of the lyrics, the
Mm.
you know what I'm saying, the da da da. What exactly about the
Was
lyrics
it that people
was
weren't
not
resonating?
good?
If I
And I
remember
think
correctly, I didn't
you
like Cherry Bomb. I think that was the
I
first
did not I didn't like the album before. Cherry Bomb, the
Cherry. No,
only
yes, yeah,
song,
it was one before that. It was a couple of songs I
yes,
liked
it was
off of
called
it, but then Cherry
Wild, I
Bomb
think.
dropped that, and I was like, I don't care for this because I remember we had just graduated and he had
Wolf.
dropped
I said
Cherry.
Wild Wolf. He had Wolf.
Yes, I
His
liked a
first
couple of
album,
songs off of Wolf, but Cherry Bomb was like, a what the fuck is this?
his first correct. His first album was Goblin.
Yes,
And this might have been
yes,
I don't know if this was a
because I
debut or if this
remember I
was
think that's what
actually
he
like a
performed when he had came.
hold up actually. Let
It
me
might
look
have
up.
been Goblin. Child, that was so long ago. Ooh, I feel old.
Right.
That
And
was like
I remember the type of people
2013
that he would
maybe. Yeah,
correct. And I feel and I remember the type of people that
I
Tyler was
agree. Yeah,
hitting
he was pulling in. Yeah.
correct. And some of y'all was weird.
Oh, for
Some of y'all
sure. Very much the
truly
weird crowd.
were
The niggas who are not looked at, the niggas
some of y'all were
who
predators. Let's be honest. Some of the stuff you was talking about, Tyler, let's be honest. Let's be honest, bro. You were
see, and
talking
that
about
was at a
certain
phase when I wasn't
specific
listening to
things,
lyrics. So yeah.
whether correct, whether it was jokes, whether it was satirical, whether it was rage rap or rage bait rap, whatever you want to, and that might be another term that I'ma just coin on some shit,
Rage
rage
bait
bait
rap.
rap. Yeah, because I feel like some of y'all getting in the booth and bullshitting, and it's on purpose because y'all just want to go up. Lil Pump is one, and a couple other people running through my head.
You're such
Y'all
a
get
fucking
on
hoe. I
y'all
love
get on and y'all kind of say the most egregious and craziest shit against the beat, and that's how y'all got on. Tyler, that's how you got on. Let's be honest, it's okay. But that's a part of your story. So
Mhm.
when you talk about these notions of like people not with you on the front end, you are cracking me up when you act like it's because you were just some weird awkward boy. No, you were the weird awkward boy who was yelling like it's funny to
I
write
feel
bitch.
like he
Like you were
alienated his fan base, if anything. Like
bro.
with Cherry Bomb, it as someone who was like not a frequent flyer of Tyler the Creator at that time, but like I definitely had like, the songs that were like vibing in the underground if you're just someone who's a music head, so you had a couple of songs on your shit. But when he put out them last two albums, which I feel like was around the time he was starting to get mainstream popular, that was around the time I was like, I don't know what happened. But yeah, this isn't really vibing with me. And I also wasn't really big on listening to lyrics at this time.
I
So if
became
I
a
didn't
Tyler
like,
fan with Flower Boy.
I can
And
see
then I
that.
listened to Flower Boy again, and then I kind of was like back to where I was.
Yeah. I see. And
There are
Flower
certain
Boy
things.
was, again, it's a couple of songs for me. And it always goes back to the production of it all. So it's like maybe you're just a producer and maybe you're not a writer. And that's okay
The
too.
thing though is about that
I
is
don't
crazy
know.
about Tyler is that he can really rap his ass off, and you see that to me in his features the most.
I would agree with that. I
You
would
see you
definitely
he
agree with
be
that. Yeah.
sliding on every single
I
feature that
think
he's
Igor, we
on.
got that because I feel like he was trying to
Um,
prove that, if anything, with Igor.
Yeah, I didn't listen to Igor as much,
I
but
didn't finish
I
listening to
will
it, but
say
pretty much
every
that,
time
yeah.
he talks about his old stuff, it cracks me up because it's like you hyper focus on one thing. Again, disclaim, I'm not seeing everything. I think maybe he had one interview where he actually talked about how he was kind of crazy with the lyrics back then, but that's not like I don't know,
Mm.
it's just a nuanced conversation and it just feel like he don't like I'm not gonna say he don't talk about it enough, but it do feel like he kind of don't like getting into it as being one of the reasons as to why maybe he was like alienated out or kind of had a hard time with connecting with some of his people fans or trying to get the point for himself across and it coming off a different way for everybody else. Like we're not in your brain, right? So some of this stuff that you're saying could be satirical, could be hyperbole, da da da, all this other stuff. But again, I say some of y'all actually don't be satirical when y'all be speaking about this. Where there's so many things in so many raps where it's some crazy shit being said. To be honest with you, put a pill in her drink, she ain't even know it. That's
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Rick,
I feel like that's
like
just
it's
a
certain,
symptom of listening to any music back then. It's like a lot of that was undercover. Y'all was just, like you said, being predators, or y'all were on predatory behavior because it was so normalized.
and it was not nothing to y'all because y'all wasn't the victim. So it's not. It's
Hmm.
nothing to y'all.
The
But
times
y'all
have
understanding when
changed.
Cardi come out and say that she drugged y'all and robbed y'all. Now all of a sudden we understand the level of drugging and like all
Girl,
of this
right,
other stuff.
but blame it
It's
on the goose, blame it on the,
yeah, we
blame it
went
on the,
hyper. Yeah, it's
like,
certain
come on
stuff
now.
that's just so interesting to me. But I will say, like I agree with what and I can appreciate his stream of like his thought process after the
Yeah,
fact and
like, what
like
is
okay,
disconnecting with my
like what's
fans?
happening. Yeah,
I feel
but
like maybe that's more so too. I would hope. I guess as creatives, I think a lot of people, because to his point too, where he was like, the I don't care of it all. I think a lot of people knee jerk go over there, and it's like, well, I'm not gonna allow people's critiques or criticisms or comments about me affect or change anything that I do in my art. And I think that's a slippery slope, especially when we are talking
because
about
if you're trying to
music.
resonate, right? If you're trying to
Correct, because
resonate with an audience, then you
you
got to
have to
listen to the
have
audience.
yes, exactly. You have to have a conversation. And so I'll pivot it to what I do when I see things on the screen or when I'm reading scripts. Sometimes it'd be like, who are you putting this on the screen for? Who are you writing this for? Like, what is this character actually gonna do or push past, like, past this moment? And so sometimes when the dialogue falls flat or when there's certain tropes or stereotypes, I'm like, why did you do that? Where is this coming from? Is this how you see these things? And if that's the case, then you have to be aware of how you're putting that on the screen. And same way with putting it on a track, right? People are going to be listening to these things. People are going to ingest this via their eyes and their mouth. And so I just go back to that scripture where that nigga be like, guard your heart, your mind, your ears, because that's how it comes in and separating the
Oh yeah,
artist
yeah.
from the art.
And I think that's why so many people are so desensitized to harsh boundaries to certain things. Like
Right. Because
I've
I,
told
I I
people that
did
I
that,
don't
bro.
listen to certain people, and they're like, "Why?" And I'm like,
Bro, I
"It's just
was on
not
the
for me, bro."
DJ at a function, like a kickback type of situation, and I was playing old cuts, 3 6 Mafia, type of vibe, and I did see a mystical song, but I was like, boy, I know this would get the cut, you know what I'm saying, get the house rocking. But I had to make a preface,
I didn't know
hey,
he was a repeat offender.
oh yeah, baby. I was listening
I did
to
not know
one of my
that, and I
podcasts
was
and they
just like,
said something
"What the
about this
hell?"
nigga again because it was the recent charge, and I said, oh yeah, it's a
Oh
clip for
my
me with that one.
God.
I said, yeah, I got to go. I got to go. That was for me. It was like literally a month or two ago. I said, that's it for
And it's
me.
like y'all don't understand how putting these people in position to make money is still assisting them. Like if
Same
y'all
with
gonna
people who
stop
listen
the
to R.
hell,
Kelly. Like it was the same. But so basically, I said that to the whole kind of like the kickback of like, hey, I understand if I played this song, it will probably get the whole house rocking because there is nostalgia, etc., etc. However, this man is a repeat offender. I'm not gonna play it. So I want y'all to know, as a DJ, my heart is here to play it. And do you know people was like, I mean, so can you play Boosie? Can you play that? I'm like, y'all's
no.
conception, like concessions for where y'all just.
Did you hear what I said? Like, and then you named Boosie.
And then,
Like,
like, I mean, I said I can play Mind of a Maniac because for me, that's the only Boosie song for me that gets a pass. And
I
even
I remember being in high school, like, turn this
that's
off.
really the
I
only
hated
Boosie.
Boosie's tone up in pitch. I
I
hated
can't
it.
do Boosie for
I
long, and it's the
fucking
same with
hated it.
PNB Rock for me. It's tone, yeah, tone for me. I can't listen to them very long. It's
I
like one or two
hated
songs
Boosie
that
when
I
in
can
high school.
probably
Oh my
really
God.
rhyme to or rock out to, and for me, it was Mind of a
He
Maniac. That's all I could do
sounded,
for Boosie. And oh my, that was when I felt like I was a
he
thug. That's on my thug
sounded
playlist.
like
When I'm feeling like a a boogie wolf.
right. And he sounded like I can't even say it for real, but
Yeah,
just ignorant as
his tone
hell.
is
Not
up
even in
there.
the way that I
And
like, because
he's
I like
proven that
ignorant
he's an
music.
ignorant
I like
individual.
ignorant music, but he just his pitch and voice just sounded nasally. It was annoying. It sounded like I just hated him, and I still do. I've been vindicated.
Bro,
Like,
it's really getting to the point where
um,
it's like it's sad because it's like we already have to do that with voting, and it's like if I'm saying, hey, I'm not gonna play this song, or if I vocalize like I don't like hearing this type of artist, I don't. I tell y'all this today. If y'all play some R. Kelly around me, I'm looking at you kind of. Because I already know he's about to start his little campaign tour, probably coming back out since he's been out on the streets. And I've already heard some big artists say, I think it was Usher or somebody say, like, oh, da da da, did he this and did he that. Like, y'all have no grounds that y'all truly stand on. And I hate that for y'all. Y'all shit be built on sand and it can be
boy,
washed
I
away.
don't hate nothing about it. Y'all dumbasses gonna be because it's the same people
Y'all
that be
don't
confused
stand
on
for
why certain
nothing.
stuff is happening around them, why things are continuing. Like I can't understand. Yeah, it's just certain stuff that's like everything is connected, y'all. I know that y'all want it
Correct.
to be like super. like la 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 la, but
Disconnected.
like
Yeah.
it's everything is very much connected. And so
Unfortunately, it doesn't
at
work like
some
that.
point you just have to draw a line. If you don't want to draw the line, then that's on y'all. But I hate people who also I feel like, and I feel like this is a sort this is certain this really pisses me off. It's a very ignorant trait to me. For something to have to be directly done to you for you to understand the gravity of it, it's just blowing me. Y'all can get the hell away from me. That means you don't have any empathy. You don't have any understanding of it feels like you just don't have any critical thinking skills. Because why do you have to have something specifically happen to you in order for you to get the weight of it?
The
That's so
grass,
dumb.
yeah, like it's
That's dumb.
dumb. It's extremely dumb,
So
actually.
you watching somebody else burn themselves by touching the eye, that you don't get that hurt, even though they're crying, screaming, and their skin is falling off. You also have to go and leave your hand on the eye. Like, come on, bro. Like that's dumbassery. I can't. Dumbassery and the
I'm
dancery. I'm not
calling it
there.
right now, bro. I give it maybe end of this year, going into next year. That man is going to have an attempt resurgence, and you're gonna see people who shun, and said they don't
Ooh.
like R. Kelly, but sure enough, here in the
Oh
next year
my
or so, bro,
gosh.
you're about to see people start to welcome this nigger in. Excuse me, nigga. Nah,
On
nigger.
me, because
Nigger
you
was
said
accurate.
the
Um, Let that nigger in. So hey, good
Oh
luck
my
to
God.
y'all. I still cringe. Like my body reacts to
Definitely
Step in
bleep
the
that
Name
out.
of Love. My body reacts, but it's like it's nostalgia. That's it. Nothing this man could do now in this day and age could genuinely make me want to listen to anything he would even put out. That's why I was like, I get it. I really do. I
Well, I think,
understand
and that's why I
there are
say I
certain
just think it's an
songs you
empathy
play
thing.
at functions and it gets the crowd going and everybody like
Every time I
ah.
think of him, I think of the bad stuff that he has did. So that's why I say I think it's an empathy thing. I think some folks just don't give a damn. And if you don't give a damn, don't be shocked when stuff happen to y'all. That's why I say I think it's very interesting. Some people who don't have that empathy in certain spaces, y'all are having shit be done to y'all, and y'all are sitting here pissy and mad and wondering why. But it's the same theme. There's no empathy for whatever just happened to you for you, and you haven't been giving it to nobody else. So why are you shocked right now? Like what?
I don't know. Good
Very
luck to y'all
confusing.
if that
And
is
I
how
hope we
y'all
don't see that
go.
sturgeons. I really do. But I,
I
I
I
definitely
feel
do
it
think
in
I agree with you
my
though.
booty
I
hole. I
do
feel it
agree.
in my whole booty hole that this is
Oh my
like
God, please.
I feel it in my butt that this man is about to come back.
Oh
Like
my gosh.
I feel it. It's
Like,
all
whoa.
pieces of shit, but it's back there. Like ugh, it's
Ugh.
gonna happen. Super quick, just to close this out before we get out of here, because we have been yapping for a minute. Issa Rae was quoted recently in an article. And as y'all know, I like to give updates on the film industry and what's going on, because that's what my life. That's where I'm supposed to be. She was quoted recently in an article about kind of the new strategies since we are in this world of post DEI or the dismantling, quote unquote, of DEI. And she basically said, I'm seeing it just blatantly. People aren't investing like they were before. You have to be smarter about how you package and market your projects. You tell them it's not a show about a black woman, it's a show about class. And as icky as that might feel, it gets the show sold. I wanted to put that quote specifically in here because I know for a lot of people, I've even had conversations where like just put it on Tubi and just do the things and blah blah blah. But it's like when you have a bigger vision and you have a bigger purpose and passion, sometimes you can't go around the systems that are in place and you kind of have to play the game. Um Myself am gonna have to play the game, and I've been thinking about that when I write certain things or when I'm putting something down on the paper or I'm considering projects. You are going to have to be a little bit more strategic about it in this day and age. However, do we all notice how she said that she's not changing the story about a black woman? It's just how she's packaging it, right? She's becoming a saleswoman. Sometimes when you
Right.
need to sell something, it doesn't mean you have to forfeit your initial intent. And so, what I would like people to stop doing right now is this whole thing where I've seen a lot of people, or at least on screenwriter TikTok or and Twitter, is people trying to write stuff that they think the industry wants. And I think that's where you're losing integrity in your art. Um, and that's probably why it's
Yeah.
not getting sold, but also too like you just have to become a better salesperson. I think a lot of people right now are irritated by the fact that I have to be a journalist and a content creator, I have to be a filmmaker and a content creator, I have to be this. It's just packaging, right? So if I have to sell myself and I want to sell my projects, I have to be a strategic marketer and salesperson. So that's what I would suggest to people right now is just think about how you can be a better salesperson. Ideally, no, it's not what you want to do, but there's a lot of people right now in this industry, high paying movie stars that are doing television. They would have never probably thought that they were going to be doing television. So a lot of people are conceding and doing things that they maybe not want to do, but in order to do what they doing what they need to do in order to do what they want to do, if that makes sense. So, hopefully that encourages y'all to still stick to your guns about what you want to put out there in the world when it comes to your creativity. And just because society is having a rollback or push forward in something, sticking by your roots and your guidelines and what you're trying to put out in the world is something that I really would encourage people because they still gonna get these black ass stories. They're still gonna get these black ass characters. They're still gonna get real moment scenes and things. So
Right.
it's gonna happen. And she also just pinned another deal with TikTok as well for a vertical series. So I admire
A
Issa for
vertical
always
series.
having a good business mindset, and I take a page out of her book. I'm not gonna let it stop me. I'm just gonna have to think differently. So I encourage a lot of y'all to think differently as y'all go into the week. Do you have a be so
Think
fucking for
different.
real?
Um, I think that's a good one. Honestly, that's gonna be my be so fucking real. Think different.
Think big, bitch. Think
Think,
big.
yeah. Think big. Think
Think
big,
big,
bitch.
bitch. Think big. Yeah, that's a
Um,
great one actually.
because
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
I'm second that.
like, oh, and oh, I'll say this as well. Um, bro, advocate for yourself. I feel
Ooh,
like
yeah.
that is so. We talk about this stuff as creatives all the time, but I think, and this is why we also need not constant stimuli, but I will say constant stimuli in a way of reminding us what the damn reason we're doing this for.
But
Or
that
what the
comes from
reason is that
we
we're doing
just
it
had a
for.
conversation about that though. The self-validation
Right,
of it all, like of
right.
of
But
getting it
imagine
from
if
yourself and not
but imagine if I was not me and you was not you and I was somebody else and I was maybe on a different side to where I am kind of feeling a little bit like
right.
I'm at the world's beck and call in a way and I'm trying to run against the clock and da da da. Like I would be reinforcing probably some negative or bad or not long lasting type of
Yeah,
tactics and
mindsets.
ways. And
Yeah.
so yeah, so it's like, but I say advocate for yourself in combination with the think different because when I was at Forbes, I'll say this, I did not, I was there in support of my friend and also for myself. But I will say initially I did not, I low-key forgot that you gonna probably laugh at this because I know he did. I forgot that I did stuff. Like, I don't know
No,
why.
I got that vibe when you had sent me one text and I said, this nigga over there just
But I forgot. I don't know why. But I think
because I asked
I
you, did
know a
you
little
tell
bit.
him when you were a photographer? And I think he said, no, I wasn't even on that or something. I said, this nigga over there
No,
not even
no, no, no,
remembering who
no,
she
no. I
was
don't
or
know
something.
what you're talking about. I definitely told him that. We talked about that because I asked him a specific question. Um,
Boy,
you probably getting me in a different moment, maybe.
probably before that.
When
I
I was
don't know,
talking to
but
somebody else, yeah.
yes,
I
it
the
wasn't him. It
first
wasn't him. Yeah, it was somebody else
yeah,
you were talking to.
I don't know why, but and I think this is really just a testament of also how I show up as a friend. If I go to a event that is kind of focused on you or this is one of your star things, I don't immediately think, how can I network? I think
Hmm.
I'm here in support of my friend. So like if you asked me to go to ABF, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a film thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to immediately think, how can I be a part of this conversation? I'm most likely going to be like, I'm here for Key and I'm just going to champion her this whole time. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take me a moment to be like,
Oh yeah,
wait,
I do this
I
thing.
could become a resource to them. Like that's something in my head just was like click like
I love that
and
about you,
I
but that also frustrates me because as a person of my type of character, I'm always like, bitch, why are you not saying nothing? She also does
yeah,
this. She can help you with this.
and I literally at some point, I think the first night, and I'm glad the first night wasn't really a night where it was like too much networking. I think
Yeah.
towards the middle of the afternoon, the next day, that's or maybe a little bit in the morning, then when I registered, like, wait, like
Because this nigga
hold on,
he didn't just
hold
invite
on.
you. Like, I don't like,
Yeah,
obviously me and Dre, so it's like different things, but
yeah,
like
yeah,
we wouldn't invite you to those
exactly.
things if we didn't think you would come out with
That you
something
could
that's
advocate for yourself, right?
correct.
And in
Yeah.
my head, I don't know why. I just don't think of that. When I come out for anybody else, I naturally just make it all about you. That's just naturally how I do. And I think it's because I expect that in return. Like don't come up to my shits and then try to like nigga no. But I feel
I
like
think there's a great
there
like
is a
yeah,
balance,
there's a balance for sure because it's like
and it
we
depends
all
on the
are kind of
events,
intersecting. Correct. I was gonna say the
right? And it
event.
depends
If
on the
it's like
event.
a pure art event and there's no intersection, then yeah, ride the coattails of whoever's, shit. But if it's like somewhere where like ABFF, for example, where there's all types of creatives in all different areas, I'd be like, nigga, what are you doing? Get in the field.
Yeah, like it took me like probably like a little second. It didn't take me that long, but it did take me a second to be like, wait, hold on. And then even and then when I got my stuff, when I got my badge, I forgot because I was trying to fill out. I told you the app that we was on, we all had to like log in and register. When I
Yeah.
registered, I did not register even as my side of sheep brain. So I did not I just kind of
Put
tried to
your
fill stuff
stuff.
out and then I was gonna go back to it. But at that point, they had already printed badges. So when I got my badge, my
Ah.
business wasn't on there, which was no issue, right? Because I can just
Mhm.
talk to people. That's whatever. And also you can still update your stuff in the app, which is where all the
Gotcha.
information is anyways.
Okay.
But it made me be like,
Just be
girl, you
more.
really do be doing stuff. What did you do? Like it took a second. I
Hmm.
don't know why, but it just took a second. And it's like when I was there, I registered. There was so many points, and I actually love all of my friends for real because I do think we all do a good job at like lobbing each other. So if I'm having a conversation and somebody says something about film and you're near me, I immediately she do da da da. She a producer or she trying to da da da. Like I be spitting that shit off immediately.
I think yeah,
And
we all do that, yeah.
yeah, and he was doing that as well. Like he would be somebody would say something in like design or photography, and he'd be like, Denique does this, da 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 da. And I would
Yeah.
talk to somebody and they'll be a lister. And I'm like, he's a lister. Like y'all should talk. So it just took me a little second because I and you gotta also remember, I think I'm coming from a space of always being in the forefront of my mind. So now that I've switched over to the other side, it's like now I'm in this moment of finding like the balance of it all because I do think
Yeah.
before in my head is very loud. Like you're in here to network, you need a da 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 da, you need a da da da. And this goal was really just to be inspired. It wasn't really necessarily to, I guess,
Mm.
be on that. So it just flowed into that,
That
which
makes sense
ultimately
though.
is the
But I think
inspiration.
it'll help
Yeah,
you
but
in
it just
other
looked like
moments when it's
it was
like
very
where it is the
interesting.
intent to like say we get invited to go somewhere and it's like, yeah, obviously we're here to have a good time, but subpartly I am curious to like I don't know. I always approach those types of places or events like I'm expecting the unexpected. I
Right. And
never
so when
know.
I see
I
and
never
I
know what could happen. Like I never know who I could talk to or what could happen
or
or
speak to or
yeah, like
whatever,
it
yeah.
yeah. So
And
I'm
so
always just gonna be authentic, yeah.
that's why I say at the end of the day, like advocating for yourself because it took me a moment to do that, or
Mm.
not a moment. It took me a second just to realize that or put that in the forefront of my head, but also like of me speaking to the photographer I told you about. I walked past them and I seen his face, and I me being me, all the photographers that I love, I know they damn faces. Okay, so when I walk past, I'm like, that is not, and I'm like, keep walking, and I'm like, no, is that Janae? And then I'm like, okay, that has to be him. That is him. And I turned around, I'm like, you know what? I kept walking, and then something in my spirit was like, turn your ass around right now. I know you are so chill and vibey, and you don't gotta be present because I really am not a like a starstruck type of person. I look at you still like a human. I respect your work, da da da, but I
And I
also don't
respect
want
your
to.
space. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
correct.
I
Heavy on the
respect
respect your space
your
because I did
space.
not want to interrupt anybody's anything. So
Right.
stayed in the cut for a little bit, but and I actually asked him one of them questions. I was like, "How do you like broach these type of conversations? How do you these opportunities, whatever, what have you?" And he was like, "Exactly how you just did. That was very respectful. Like you sat there, you waited, you kind of took your in, and you went from there." But advocate for yourselves and
Good
think
question.
different,
Yeah.
y'all.
That's a good
At
question
the
to
end
ask.
of the day y'all no one really and I have a thing about being a bothersome, which is
Mm.
why I do not do a lot of things, but I'm learning that at the end of the day like you can still be not bothersome and still find a way to put your name in the
Boy,
hat no way.
Fashion Week broke me out of that
I'm feeling less
quick.
anxiety with that, and
Yeah.
I know that that's growth
Very
because it's
much so.
kind of
Yeah.
like a
That's
it's
good.
like a either they see it or they don't. If they don't, that's fine, but don't ever give them the option to not see it because you yourself did not act. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Let it sit in there in the box and they go through someday. Maybe they bored as hell. They eating munching on the bed and they just going through their DMs and things. You know what I'm saying? You never
Yeah.
know. You never
I
know. You
think that's
never
why I was always on you. Like, of when I send you a connect or when I, because I think because I have seen it be successful for myself and I had to break. I think New York was what broke me out of that mindset because there were so many instances when I first got there and I did get first into the fashion shit where I was like, I don't want to bother, like I don't want to, I don't know. But then I've seen how other people were navigating it, and I was like you said, oh, there's a way I can be respectful and not, encroach upon people's space. But at the same time, like I don't want to miss this opportunity because
You
clearly
never
the
know. You
right
just
the right
never know.
conditions have been met in this moment and in this time where I'm in the right room, you're in the right room, and we could just be two humans having a conversation and
Yeah,
not be so tethered to this has to yield this thing. It's
something.
just a
Yeah,
simple fact that like I'm gonna introduce myself, I'm gonna say hello, how are you? And it works. And same way with DMs and stuff. That's why I'd be like, nigga, DM
right,
them. You never know. Like it could just simply be like, hey, I like your work. I really
right.
appreciated your work, or I really like what you're doing. Like I think here, recently it's been on my spirit to reach out to Paula Mardo, who is the podcast producer for Proximity Media, and she's been kind of moving in how I want, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be that person, but then it's like
Be
it.
that
Just
person.
just be that person because you never
Because what's the
know.
other option? You be the person that didn't speak up.
Correct. And there's a lot of
I
people
feel
like
like
I'm always engaging in their comments. I'm always engaging in their stuff. So it's
no,
like I
yeah, and if you doing
never,
yeah, then that tracks. Like, and then it's showing the
you never know.
consistency and
And
stuff.
she's a producer. I'm a podcast producer. So it's like I also have to remember, like you said, oh, I do this.
Yeah,
Oh, I
and I
am
can
in this.
speak to you. Yeah,
Yeah, like I am.
and we can literally
I am your
have some
peer.
rapport over this. Like
Correct. Yeah.
me and him, like when we were talking, we were going into it. I asked him about the releases as well. He said he just started doing that. I said, "What the fuck?" Like in my head, I'm like, "This is it's so interesting to see levels of things because I
Mm-hmm.
literally we talked about it for a cool minute and he was like I just started kind of enacting that or forcing that a little bit more. He was like because yeah, I'm running into instances of people with business kind of doing things differently, da da da. And in my head, it's like this is hilarious because you
Mm.
know how that specific thing has always been kind of like a big ass
Perception
question
is
mark for
reality,
me.
man. Perception is
Um,
reality. That's so
and
crazy.
and
That's a
so
crazy thing to
yeah,
find
when
out, yeah.
he's and in my head, and we know who his lineup of people are, right? So for you to sit
The
up here and
biggest
say
of
that,
the biggest celebs,
so
or even the
correct,
influencers, come to you to take
bro.
those like photos, their iconic photos of something, like
Exactly.
branded
So for
photos,
you to
yeah.
sit up here and say that you were
You
just
just started this and you've
like,
been hot on
yeah,
the
like
block
you've
for some
been
years.
boy, and
You're
also
like the
you dropped
go-to
your
guy for the Oscars, for the Golden
right,
Globes, or you know what I'm saying? Like
right. And I
that's
don't know what the model releases kind of went as far too. Now the business might be a little bit different. It might be feel a little bit more tied in, but it just added some perspective to some stuff. And
I mean, and at
I've
least you
not
know you're on the
always
right
been like
path.
this in
You're on the right
regard to
path
like
too.
you said what?
I said you're on the right path too. Clearly, like you
Clear, and that's all I was really looking for. Like, because sometimes, and I've told you this, it feel like I'm so ahead that I'm by myself, and no
correct.
one
I agree.
can like validate. Like, is this the right thing to do for me? A lot
Unless
of
it's
my
a
business
person who,
savvy,
yeah,
right? My
person
business
who's
savvy
already
come
in
from my
there.
mama. Like, my mom is like a I don't want to say a business tycoon, but I think she's just so smart. Like in regard to business, she's got her degrees in business, marketing, accounting, and then she's in H. She's had HR experience, so it's like so many levels in different sectors that she's able to speak to. So when she
Boy,
tell me certain stuff, I've always just kind of like
you
took
quick into
heed
the
to that.
wisdom, yeah.
Yeah, and so and it's like even with talking to people, I've not always been like this. I think I got squeamish with the whole networking and stuff after that year I told you about because
Yeah,
people kind of were shifting with their what they would say they would want to do and then what they would do and it just made me be like, all right, I can't really this is making me mad. Like y'all saying one thing, doing another. But now I think I've gotten so much detached to the outcome that it's like
correct, yeah.
I don't really care about any of that for real. Because I didn't used to be squeamish about working a room or anything, but
I
now I'm
don't,
like, I don't
it's
really care.
it's weird because it's like I think before I got to New York, I was never squeamish. I think it was more so like you said, like, oh fuck, I'm in the rooms now. I'm in the places of with people who I didn't think I would ever be, and so it did take a moment for me to be like, what am I gonna go up to them to say? Because I remember being like, oh, I want to say something, but it's like, what do I say? And I think a lot of people too get hung up on the, well, what do I say? And I would caution and just tell you guys to just be honest. Be honest.
Be
Like
yourself.
correct. Be yourself and be honest and in a professional, respectable way, right? How you would like someone to approach you about your art who maybe is not on your level or someone in the same peer scope. You would treat people how you want to be treated. This golden rule, okay? Come back to the golden rule. Treat people how you want to be treated, but also come to people with like substance in a way. Don't come to people always
Right.
wanting to take. I know a lot of people, I remember early on in a lot of seminars I've done or been in where they say, you know, how do people who are just up and coming approach and blah, 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 and with mentorship and etc. And it's like, don't always be asking for something. Like for them to give you something. Sometimes it's just like, I would love to know how you did this, or I would love to be able to hear how, like show genuine interest and intrigue, but be genuine about it. If you want to know, like, what was your experience like in this, or how did you navigate this, or just simple fact, I love your artwork. Like I think I stopped at this lady's showcase here because we're having the Oklahoma Arts Festival and there's a lot of things going on this weekend.
Boy, I didn't even get to attend one.
I stopped and I just sat there and I said, I just want to let you know your work is so gorgeous. Like I see the intent behind it. I see this. And it broached a conversation. She said, well, what do you do? And are you an artist? And I said, well, I'm an artist. And like, it's just, that is how you have genuine conversation with another human being. And I think because of where we are in society right now, that's been lost. People don't even look you in your eyes no more when you're having certain conversations with them. So just be a good person and do your best. If it comes unnatural to you, right? Maybe you're a shyer
Don't be, yeah.
person. Don't be anything other than who you are, right? If that means you just go up to them and say, I've always loved your work. This has been amazing. And this did this to me. This imparted this to me. And then just walk away. Like, it's really that simple. Just be normal. Just be a normal human being. Approach it with some class. And I think you guys will be okay, right? And you might
Boy,
come to a point where you're navigating kind of the space that we're in, where it's like, I'm okay with whatever the outcomes are. I don't expect
I
anything
don't give a
from this.
damn.
I
I'm
just
moving with
simply
God. I'm moving with
correct.
God at this point. He
If it's
said,
for
turn your
me,
ass around. So I turned my ass
but
around.
it's simple stuff
Like,
like that, like listen, being obedient. If you're not someone who believes in God or the Holy Spirit or anything like that, listen to yourself, right? If you haven't gotten to that point
I
where
was
you
about to
can
say, you
listen
definitely have a
to,
self voice
like,
and
yeah,
stuff.
like there's probably
Well, maybe
something in
not.
you
There are
that isn't.
people who don't.
Yeah, I've heard some people don't have the internal
I was about to say,
monologue.
I literally, yeah, I've heard that there's a
But
good
if you
50%
have that
of people that
affliction,
don't.
then ask a friend. I don't know.
I can't help you if you got that.
If you don't have
You
an
got to go to
internal
somebody else.
monologue,
You got to go to somebody else. I can't help you.
yeah,
I
go
genuinely
to
have to
someone
feel
else,
that.
one of your friends who maybe has an internal monologue who can help you navigate this. Because again, not everybody's the same. So I'm sure there are people out there who can't move like how me and Danique move because we are two
Right.
different people. But I don't know. Like, just try. What's stopping you from trying? The worst you can get is a no.
Right, and you probably already heard all of them in your damn life, so what the hell does that matter? Just do another one and then like it's
Yeah, add it
okay.
to the Rolodex. Just like
Right.
add it to the fucking
My
collection.
MO at this point is I need one yes. I don't care about all the
How
other
many
no's.
no's I get? Yeah. I think even sidebar, I forgot to tell the people, but yeah, like I didn't get into the Writers Guild Foundation thing, but or for the Veterans Project, but I got some validation. And guess what? 6 months roll around, I'm gonna apply again. So
Right, because that's the thing, but that's the difference between the people that's ahead or up at the top is that they just refuse the no. It's not that they didn't get a no, it's that they just refuse to
to
take that
accept,
as the
yeah.
final thing. I don't give a damn. Like you told me no,
Y'all gonna
the
see me
person next to
again.
you is going, yeah,
Come
you gonna see
February,
me
you like
again.
y'all gonna
It
see
might
his
be,
name, Kiera Siobhan Webster, pop right back up on y'all
man,
screens in the portal. So hey,
I'm saying so. Hey, look,
it's
I'm
gonna
trying
be
to
a
do
tighter and a stronger, but also too use those times to work and grow. I think that's also sometimes too is like y'all be going up to these people and talking and asking questions, and they spend the time to impart something to you, and whether or not you feel like that's what you wanted, use it. Let it be a springboard for inspiration. Let it be a battery in your back to be like, okay, cool, I'm on the right path. And even if they say something that you probably already knew, you like, okay, I'm on the right path. I'm good.
right because
I'm doing
and that was boy immediately my thought of even what I was talking to him about. I needed to know that
like
I
I'm
needed
on the
because
right
there was
path.
nobody else that could really like as far as the level that he's at, that could affirm
Because that's where you
whether
want to
that was,
be. Yeah, that's where you want
yeah,
to
like that
be.
was
So
industry or not. And I feel like I've asked so many people, photography or design, it does not matter because I've also had it on the design side where people cannot articulate exactly the way to approach specific merchandising things that I'm interested in,
hmm
or in the
that's
what
why I
is
want
it
to find
called?
a
The
lawyer.
net
That's like
30s.
my next person
Like
or friend I need to have on my back pocket is a lawyer.
bro, like the net 30 and the 90 situation, I'm not going for that. And I refuse to believe everybody is having to deal with that. Now, what do they need
So
to hear
again,
in
I
order
come
for
back
you to
to
have to do
we
that?
need to find a lawyer friend. We need to find a friend who is in the
Well, they on the
processes
way, I'm
of being
sure.
a lawyer. I actually have a couple people who are in the processes of law school, so seeds have been
Man,
sown.
look,
My seeds
they on
have
the
been
way to me
sold
right
because
now.
I need them. Somebody needs to work in contract law because to your point about the net 90, if it's in my contract, whether you work with me as a freelancer or not, nigga, the minute you go past a certain date, guess what you now have to pay? Interest because my
Interest, I
contract
was about to say
says
that's definitely going to be in the contract because y'all definitely don't give it. And I think, and it makes me wonder how many people have when they do those deals, if that's in the deal or not.
no, bro. I'm seeing here lately, it's only something, and it's kind of maybe why I had to go through what I've gone through here recently with the whole contract shit, but even more so too with the content creation of it all. It's like you have to read these contracts because I just saw a girl post like she almost signed with this brand. They weren't really offering her that much money, but she needed the money, and she just happened to read the last half of that shit, and it said exclusivity, and she was like, "That would have stopped me from making more money." The very antithesis of what I'm trying to do. Y'all have to read. Like I know it's a fundamental skill that we are losing, but y'all have to read. And it's for your protection and it's for your benefit always. Because people will try to screw you over. If they can, they will. If they can, they will. I found that out. It don't matter what kind of ties or relationships you got to niggas, boy. They will screw you over if they can. So read a contract. Read a book. Read a book. Nigga, read
Read a
a book.
contract, read a book, ask questions, advocate for yourself, and think different. That
Contracts
is
for dummies still
basically,
exist.
boy, and don't be afraid of them. I know contracts sound very
Also, free
intimidating,
consultations with lawyers are there. So,
that as well. I say even do your research. When I drafted up my contracts, I did months of research over and
mm,
over with different model releases, what that looks like, sections
right.
of it, clauses that you can add into it, how
Hmm.
you can add appendices and everything after the fact, and addendums and all of that
Hmm.
extra stuff. So it's just like, bro, do your research. If you love the thing, you gotta love it in all of its capacity. And if you know, I know sometimes we don't want to do the other optics. At least educate yourself is what I will say. You may not be able to do that in the long run. Maybe it's social media, maybe it is law, accounting, whatever it is. But know a little bit to get you where you need to go to get the other person to be able to take care of that. Because I feel like that's also why people be getting taken advantage of because you
That
don't really
OnlyFans
secure
girl
the
just
gap.
found out that her accountant was running off with all of her money. She was making 20 something million a year. Didn't even know it. She said her accountant would give her $5,000 a month. This is what I mean when I say you are not
Why are y'all
special.
allowing people to have that much? All right, yeah, let's.
Exactly.
No,
So again,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
but
I
this
just
is
can't
where
see.
I think people come on and they think, oh, I'm gonna do what you're supposed to do, right? Which is hire a business manager, hire this, hire that. But y'all are not hiring people who y'all vetted. Y'all are not hiring people who y'all sat down and read a contract. Like, if you don't
I
know the
might just beat your
basic.
ass if you do some shit like that. It's definitely past Rihanna. Bitch, better have my money.
I think she said she set it up that way so she wouldn't spend. And she was like, so I saw another video of another OnlyFans girl where I liked how she had her shit set up. She said he can't do nothing or it has to come, final approvals come through me. She
I
said,
was
but
about to say,
like,
why is it not set up that way? It should be
correct.
set
She
up
said
that
final
way.
approvals come through me. She said, but for the most part, she was like, we built a relationship where if it's like he wants to bring something to me to invest in or put my money into, we sit down and we have a conversation about it. I said, exactly. That's how it should go. Miss Sophia Rain, I saw a clip, girl. I don't know what she was doing. But again, she was young, 18 when you first got on the OnlyFans. So y'all don't have no wisdom in certain other areas of life of how you can learn that. So again, if you don't know, just read a book. Don't do what you think you're supposed to do because that's what gets a lot of people screwed. They do what they think they're supposed to do, and so in that there's naivete, and there's gonna be somebody out there who's gonna peep that and utilize it. I hate that for her, but I would be like the other OnlyFans girl. Nigga, you ain't doing shit with my money until I approve it. Period. So. Good luck to the people out there in the world. I hope this has imparted something for y'all. Y'all know how we get on here when it's been a minute. You know, we get to chat and chat and chat. But it's only been like an hour and some change. So, um,
Maybe a little bit over, but yeah, still
I
the
mean,
thing, still
we
the
didn't
good.
really
It
get
don't matter.
started
Y'all got
until
some
noon.
gems. It don't
So
matter.
we didn't really.
It's
I was like,
like,
we didn't really get started until about noon anyway. So it'd be all right. With that being said, I think we have a really good summer and fall upon us. Like I said, hopefully here soon you guys will see our faces because we know you miss them. But I appreciate everybody who's been tuning in. I've had a couple people reach out to me and say, "Oh, I've been listening." That's
I love
nice.
that.
I appreciate that. Love that.
I love that.
Yeah, me and Danique have a lot of amazing things individually and collaboratively that we are working on for this year, so stay tuned with those. As always, make sure you follow us on our socials. They are linked down below and in whatever platform you are listening to. And yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm hearing the outro music from another podcast. That's hilarious. I listen to too many.
Bye. Oh my goodness.
I listen to-
Adios.